Huh, we're back doing this again? I wonder what the topic is this time around. Oh right, maps. You know, if there's one thing Phantom Forces is universally known for outside of non-existent hit registration, then it's definitely gotta be the absolutely horrendous map design. I mean, there's a reason some refer to this game as Spawn Trapping Simulator. But as customary with any stereotype series, we have a disclaimer to go through. This video is entirely satirical and exaggerated for the sake of comedy, as that's just the nature of these stereotype videos. So yeah, please don't take this video too seriously, as the things mentioned don't apply to absolutely every match. And so with that said, let's dive into today's episode. You know, I think this is the map that's been revamped the most in the entire history of Phantom Forces. So much in fact that there are like 3 versions of this same map in the current map pool. And funnily enough, all these maps still suck when it's King of the Hill. But despite the map changing frantically, the players have not. Seriously, if there's one place you're gonna run into like 70 PDW users, it's definitely this map. You know, this map is actually kind of special in the way that I've not experienced a single severe spawn camp on this map once. No, really, I've yet to spawn camp or get spawn camped on this map, despite it being out for quite a while now. So if you're tired of getting camped, I suggest server browsing for this map more often. Although this map does play a little bit similar to Bazaar, especially when bringing specific game modes into the equation. Dust Bowl. You know, as a TF2 player, when I first heard of this, I was really hyped. Then I spawned in and looked around and was immediately disappointed. And it's not like it's just a coincidence that these two games share a map name. Stylus has added many TF2 references into Phantom Forces, and yet visually, this map has yet to remind me of anything related to TF2. And so, just a message to the Stylus devs out here, you know exactly what you did. Alright, I'm gonna be the first to say it. This map isn't actually half bad. I think it's one of those few maps that actually play pretty alright with most game modes. Well, except for King of the Hill, but let's forget about that. Although due to the map's sheer size, nearly half of each team always decides to go sniper. And fun fact, Ravod is also the natural habitat for DMR users of all skill levels, so beware of long range spam when you play on this map, especially if you were one of those teammates who decided to go sniper. Alright, just to elaborate on the intro, there are 3 main reasons why maps in Phantom Forces are so incredibly bad. The first one is pretty obvious. It's way too easy to get spawn trapped on the majority of maps in this game, since the spawns are not at all spaced out. The second one is the spawns always being placed terribly alongside the rest of the map, meaning those getting camped have very limited options to get out of that situation. And lastly, the third reason is the abundance of props that ultimately only get in the way and makes the game run poorly for a lot of low-end computers. Now, what happens if you take all of these 3 map-breaking characteristics and merge them together into one neat package? Well, then you would get a map like Penthouse. How Stylus thought this map was even remotely ready for the main game is beyond me. If you hate getting wallbanged out of nowhere, I strictly suggest you stay away from this map, because the amount of sneaky wallbangs you can pull off on this map is honestly incredible. Honestly, sometimes I just wonder if Phantom Forces maps are even playtested.
Today we're going to be playing some Phantom Forces, and let's go ahead and spawn in here. This map is actually pretty bright, but I think we can handle it. Anyways, just King of the Hill, so let's go capture the main point.
So it's universally known that if you get the gas station spawn, your team will end up getting hard camped, approximately 2 minutes and 45 seconds after the round started. Seriously, you might as well just server hop if you have that side of crane sight. You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything about this map, but rather just let this clip explain exactly what Metro is all about, so enjoy. Alright, hear me out on this one. I think Ruins is actually one of the most well-balanced maps in the entire game. Seriously, I've never really heard anybody complain about it. There's not really any specific weapon class used on this map, and spawn camps don't happen too often. Although there is one crucial thing that I think this map is missing, and that is the old accessible roof area of Ruins where you could just sit down and rain terror on the mere mortals standing on the surface. You know, I'm surprised this map is still even in the game. Not only is Mirage pretty much a sniper exclusive map, but half the server usually just leaves the second it gets voted. Like seriously, Mirage has had such a track record of consistently being the worst map in Phantom Forces since it debuted. In fact, it actually had to have one of its variants completely removed since its absolutely god-awful design allowed people to get literal 200 kill games. I mean, the Neo Bionic video really just shows Mirage in a nutshell. So this map is actually also pretty alright, but one thing is certain. Every time you play King of the Hill on this map, it will feel like you're playing in the SCL. Seriously, I don't think I've experienced any team take the objective more seriously than when it's cough elevation. Okay, I know I talk a lot about King of the Hill, but just ask yourself this. Have you really played a game of Highway Lot where it wasn't King of the Hill? Yeah. Exactly. So Dunes is another one of those sniper maps where, okay, as I said, one of those sniper maps where, okay, Dunes is, will you let me talk? So Dunes, okay, no you won't. Who am I kidding? You either spawn camp or get spawn camped on Dunes. There's nothing more to it. So this map is basically just Spiral's personal playground located in his backyard. Also, literally everyone just uses LMGs on Warehouse. Like honestly, I swear the devs were just messing around when they designed this map. Like they might as well just remove the walls at this point because it sure as hell feels like they aren't even there.
There's snipers everywhere!
Alright, so there's only one way to properly play this map, and it's stay by these two staircases and head glitch for the entire game, or just pre-buy the A12 and play this map like it's a second Bazaar. Alright, so this map is kinda like Crane Site, but this time both spawns are unsafe, and either can get camped about 2 minutes into the match. Also, again, name one time you played this map where it wasn't cough. Seriously, people love defending that damn truck, and I have no idea why everyone is so obsessed with it. Height is a great example of a map that looks like it'll be great for sniping, but in reality is a pretty CQC orientated map. Now every match will always have that 50-50 team split of snipers and people who just rush the lower bridges. And yes, I say lower bridges specifically because on the upper ones you pretty much just get shot instantly. Except this logic of course doesn't apply when the enemy uses the upper bridges. In fact, they kinda just get to waltz right over it without any resistance. But like Dunes, one side just ends up getting spawn camped for half the game in the first 30 seconds of the match. So this map would have actually been pretty alright if it wasn't that cramped in terms of space. Like seriously, there are no sniper lines on this map and the longest interactions you'll ever have is like max 100 studs. And obviously with that said, you're gonna see a whole lot of shotguns when playing this map, most notably DVV-12s and Remington 870s. Also make sure to look up from time to time because there's always just that one guy that hides on top of the crane with the container. Oh, and one last thing. If it's cough rig, then no matter how many times you capture the hill yourself, you will always lose, almost as if it's a rigged map. You know, Derrick often feels like what Rig should have been, but this map is also just 3 big choke points with some buildings in between, and the size of each choke point helps simulate the most classic type of warfare where 2 sides just mindlessly charge at each other until one comes out victorious. But despite having such massive sightlines, you actually see very few snipers on this map, which is honestly surprising. You know, usually when Stylus revamps a map, it ends up becoming worse than the original, but somehow they not only managed to revamp a map without ruining it, but that map was freaking Desert Storm, resulting in the very appropriate name, Second Storm, the true sequel to the perfect map. And honestly, this map always has a little bit of everything from the C7 Hypersweats to the clueless AK-12 and intervention users. And with that said, that's all I got for you guys this time around. Now I know there are a lot more maps in the test place, but those are either locked behind VIP databases or just stuck in the test place map pool for all eternity. And obviously that does so not as many people play them, and it's therefore hard to say something specific about the average map on said map. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little revisit to the Stereotypes format, and make sure to subscribe with notifications on because I still have more Stereotypes videos planned for the foreseeable future. But until next time, peace.